Yo, what's up guys, it's Aptrix here. Today in this video we'll be taking a look at a brand new version of Winlator, and this is supposed to be the best performance update of Winlator Android. Now this is not the official Winlator Android, this is an fork version of Winlator, as you'll be able to see on its official GitHub page. It is supposed to be 19 commits ahead of the original Winlator Android, so it has brand new features. And if we just go ahead and scroll down, you'll be able to see some normal Winlator stuff. But in the releases section, you guys will be able to see that Winlator 7.1.1 with native GLIBC has been added, which means that the performance in Winlator will increase by a lot after this update. It is 7.1.1, and I think this will also be implemented in the normal version of Winlator in its next updates. Anyways, you guys will be able to see that box 64 is present, box 86 has been completely removed, few new DXVK versions have been added, and also fixed path for DXVK configuration, fixed path for Virgil, so Virgil is now working inside this emulator, which is pretty amazing, fixed keyboard input issues, and much more. Now the developer has said that before adding this version of Winlator Android, you'll need to uninstall the old builds or else it won't work properly, so make sure that you uninstall the older versions of Winlator. And afterwards we have just opened the Winlator GLIBC on our Android devices, and let's wait until it has been set up. We'll also check out its performance later on in this video, so be sure to watch the full video, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on all notification, as I'll be testing out games like GTA 5, God of War in future. Anyways, the first thing, which is the most major thing which I noticed, is that it is using the latest Wine 9.13. Now even in Horizon emulator we only get Wine 9.7, but in Winlator now we are getting the latest Wine 9.13, as it is way more optimized and it is even compatible with WoW 64. In terms of box 64 version, we have default version 0.3.1 as well as 0.28. I'll keep it at default for today's video, and in terms of preset we'll set it to performance. We have also gotten trigger controls, so we'll set it to as axis, which is by default. Once that has been done, let's start off by creating a brand new container. Now we'll get lot of customization. For example, in graphics driver you can choose either Turnip or Virgil. If you are using Mali GPU, I recommend you guys to go with Virgil. Once that has been done, in terms of DX wrapper you get 1.10.3, 2.3.1, which is set by default, and that's what we'll be using for today's video. We also get the Gplay Sync 2.4 as well as 2.4, which you can try out with newer games, I think so. Once you set the DXVK configuration, just go ahead and tap on the OK button. And in terms of DX wrappers, you also can choose Wine D3D, let's say if your device has Mali GPU, or VK D3D, etc. And if you choose Gplay Sync 2.4, you can also enable asynchronous as well as asynchronous cache to get better FPS. Well, I'll test it out in spare time, but for today's video we'll go with 2.3.1. and let's tap on the OK button. Let's enable show FPS, audio driver as pulse audio, and video memory size will be set as 4 GB. Once that has been done, let's go to advanced. Here preset is performance. WoW 64 has been tick marked by default, and everything has been tick marked in terms of processor affinity. So now that we have created our container, let's just go ahead and tap on the run button and see what Winlator GLIBC is all about. And there we go, instantly emulator booted super fast, like seriously. It used to take like 1 to 2 minutes to boot, but this was very quick to be honest. And I'm also noticing the file manager icons have changed by a little bit. So let me focus, you guys will be able to see the UI looks a bit better now, which is pretty cool. And if we just go ahead and open the start option, you'll be able to see that the language is not English. So you'll need to wait till the official Winlator Android update if you want to read these settings in English. But for now it gets the work done, so I'm not really complaining. We'll just go ahead and open Wine configuration, and here you'll be able to see Windows 10 has been selected. So it is just like any other Winlator, it doesn't really matter. Once you're done setting everything up, the final thing to do is just to launch any game of your choice which you want to test out inside the Winlator GLIBC to see how does it perform. Also, a quick tip, if your games are crashing inside this emulator, then you can choose the older version of box 64, which is the 0.2.8, as it is more stable. You can select between RTS as well as virtual gamepad. I'll go with RTS. Now this is where I actually miss the other fork versions of Winlator, like Winlator Frost, which provides custom on-screen touch controls. But there we go, as you guys can see, Pal World has successfully started. So yeah guys, that's going to be it for today's video. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe button if you want to see gameplay test of Winlator GLIBC on my channel in future. Anyways, I'll see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.